So what Camilla is doing here is doing the turbidity tests on the samples that were collected this morning. So this machine that she's using is called a turbidimeter, and it essentially will shoot some light through these clear glass vials that she's cleaning to determine how clear or cloudy the water is. So much like when you're collecting the samples, you have to rinse the bottle a couple of times. That's what she's doing now. She's using some distilled water to make sure that there's no contamination between samples. So that's what this is. It's just dumping the water. And then she'll fill the cylinders with the sample water and put them in the machine. And then we'll do at least 2 tests on it. And if the numbers are close enough, then we will take the lowest one. But if they're not very close, then we can do up to 4 or 5 tests if we need to. But usually we're pretty good with just the 2. And so the reason we do multiple tests is just because if there's like a scratch on the bottle or something like that, or if there happens to be a piece of dirt or algae floating in the water, that can interfere with the light going through the sample. Okay. So we want to take at least 2 just to make sure we're reading the right thing. And so when we do take 2, we rotate the bottle just to try to eliminate the, if it is a scratch or something like that on the bottle. Yeah, so she's got a bit of a process worked out here because there's a lot of steps. And now we're putting in the next one and reading it. And when we're done with the sample, it just gets dumped out, rinsed 3 times. Is that right? Yeah. 3 times, and then the bottle is going to get used again for the next sample in the line. We have like 45 samples, so she's going to be here for a little bit. For a little bit.
So after the samples, the bottles are rinsed out, we put the water in the
yes.
into the samples, and it gets scanned.
That's right. That's correct. Yep. Yep. And actually, she will do a rinse with the sample first. So she'll rinse the bottle with the sample a little bit, and then dump it, and then fill it with the sample to test. And that's just to replace any of the residual, like distilled water that's in the thing. So that's the turbidity test.
So why is turbidity important?
Turbidity can be a good indicator of the health of a stream. So it's really measuring suspended solids in the water. So if there's a lot of dirt or rock dust or things like that in the water, it can take the place of other important not minerals, but nutrients and things that animals need to live. So for example, if there is a lot of dirt, if the water is really muddy, then light can't get through it, so the plants have a harder time photosynthesizing. But also it can hold less oxygen because it's already saturated with the dirt. And it can also impact the ability of animals to eat. So there's a lot of animals that'll kind of filter feed, and if they're filtering and catching a lot of dirt instead of food, then that can be an issue for them.